Hi guys, happy December. Every December I look at my reading goal on Goodreads and I usually am past it, but I'm really competitive, and so every time that I am past it I try to compete to see like how many books I can get over it. So I always read like 10 books in December. So I thought what better time to do a fun little reading vlog with you guys, because I eat up Bookmas content. I eat it up. And even though I cannot physically make 12 videos to post in a row, I can make like one or two. So I'm doing my own little Bookmas video today, even though it's only this video right now. We're gonna do a fun little Christmas book shopping and reading vlog because those are just so fun. I love watching them, so I'm gonna make one. So you and I are gonna go to Barnes & Noble together and look for some fun little holiday books and do a fun little holiday reading vlog. I do think I want to get two. I don't think I can read more than two, and I also think if I read more than two holiday books, I would like slump out and never want to read again. So we're gonna get two, hopefully, and we're just gonna hang out together and read together and go to Barnes together and have a fun holiday video together. Haul time. I went to Barnes and I wanted to look for The Perfect Crime. No. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter, because I liked The Blonde Identity. And there was like a book club in the romance section at our Barnes. They had like a table set up and they were just like all on their laptops and like talking, like just in the center of the romance section. And so I just kind of stayed away because I was intimidated, to be entirely honest, and I definitely was not going to whip out my camera. I ended up getting 3 Christmas books because one of them was buy one, get one half off, and this book I really, really wanted because I've seen it before and it was on my TBR, and so this was not buy one, get one half off, so I wasn't just going to buy one. Please. The first book that I picked up was Tessa Bailey's Window Shopping because look at that. That is a beautifully lengthed book. It is 240 pages. That is my length of a book. And 2 weeks before Christmas and all through Manhattan, shop windows are decorated in red and green satin. Stella is standing alone outside a famous department store when a charming man asks her opinion on the decor. It's a tragedy in tinsel, she says, unable to lie. Then he asks for a better idea with a twinkle in his eye. She didn't know he owned the place when he put her on the spot, and now she's working for that man, trying to ignore that he's hot. But as a down-on-her-luck girl with a difficult past, Stella knows how to make a good opportunity last. So she gives it her all, working without stopping, trying to resist temptation because she's just window shopping. I thought it was cute. Like, next. I really wanted this because I just adore a little like murder mystery. And since it was Christmas themed, I thought like what better way to not just read 2 romance books than to get a fun little like mix of genre in there. And plus I don't see many Christmas themed thrillers, so I thought this was perfect. Is my camera crooked? Lastly, we got The Nightmare Before Christmas. These are our 3 books. I think I'm gonna start with Tessa's because it's short and I think that it'll kind of like, wow, it's like literally glowing. I think I'm gonna start with Tessa's because it's short and sweet, and I think that that'll kind of like kickstart this for me. And then I might do Christmas, Jigsaw, and Kissmas, but we'll see once I finish window shopping. So we're gonna start this, and I'm really excited. give you a little update on window shopping. So far it's like really fabulous. I'm not super far in, I'm 30 pages in, but oh my god, look at the rainbow! This is between Stella and Aiden. And Stella was in prison for 4 years and she just got out, and she meets Aiden outside of his store's window, and he asks for her opinion on the window design, and she's like, this is absolute garbage. And so then she applies for the job of being the window designer for his company. And then right now it's just at the part where she's like getting interviewed and stuff like that. So far it is a cute, like, going to be workplace romance. Also, I just like love this guy. Like, he wears that bow tie and he talks about his bow tie collection. How cute! Like, you're so cute. So, I have a feeling this book is just gonna be exactly what I imagined it to be. Just like, she gets the job, they start working, and they fall in love, and then there's a random third act breakup where she's like, I went to prison, I can't work here, I have to go, and then they get back together, and then they end up happily ever after. Is that a spoiler? I haven't read it. I don't know. Hi, you guys. We're doing a little intermission, and we're gonna go to a gingerbread baking competition, and I felt like I should put it in this video because it's like Christmassy. You know what I mean? So here is your daily dose of fun. Okay, I thought I'd come back with a book update. This book is definitely very insta-love, and like, I should have known that going into it because it is like 250 pages. Like, there's no chance of a slow burn. But I don't think I realized how, like, they saw each other and they were like, I'm in love with you. Like, that was crazy to me. Like second page, it's dual point of view between Aiden and Stella. And like the first chapter of Aiden, he's like, I'm in love with her. The fuck? These characters have very little depth to them, even though Tessa wrote them as like deep characters. Like, I don't know how to describe it super well, but it just... Also, we're going ice skating. And I feel like this video is now turning into a partly doing wintry things as well, like full Christmas vibes. But I'm so here for that. So we're gonna go ice skating. I'm really excited. I don't go ice skating often. I went once last year with my friends, and this year I'm going again, and I think it's gonna be a great time. I used to ice skate with my best friend in high school. Like, we went to practice every Saturday, and I'm still terrible at it, but I can at least like skate. Like, I can't like twist and flip and jump, but I can like skate, which I feel like is guys, we're doing a live react. because I've read 10 more pages of this book and it got insanely 0 to 100. And I thought we would do a fun little live react because I've recently been like jaw-dropping, like closing my book. It's bad, so enjoy. Ooh. What the What the Tessa! Girl, that was unnecessary detail. Oh my god. Okay. Page 83 and 84 of Window Shopping, Tessa Bailey. Criminal. Hi guys, I finished the book. I didn't explain this. I mean, I probably did, honestly. I feel like I've been talking about this book forever. This book is between Stella and Aiden. Stella just got out of prison and she's like trying to start her life anew, and Aiden is the boss at this company, Vivant, and he hires her to be their window dresser. So he's like falling for her so fast. Like I think like maybe 20 pages in, he's like, I love her. And it's just like really, really insta love, which I think I would have been more okay with in this book if there was less spice. Because like I went into this knowing it was going to be a cheesy, well, no, I went into this thinking it was going to be more of like a cheesy quick Christmas read, and instead it was like there, I can't read anything because I think it'll get demonetized, but it was just weird. Also, he had an obsession with not being a nice guy because he like wears a bow tie and everyone thinks he's so nice, and he was like, I'm not a nice guy. Oh my god, every time he said something like that, it took me so far out of this book. Overall, I would give this book 3 stars. It was good. I was hoping it would be a little less spicy. But I feel like the actual storyline was pretty linear. Like, yes, it was super insta-love, but I feel like the plot itself had enough sustenance where it wasn't just love because she was an ex-convict and he hired her for his store. It like had enough plot. So I would recommend this if you love spice and Christmas. Shout out to his bow tie collection. I genuinely, like, that was my favorite part of the book. Hearing what bow ties he was wearing throughout the scene, like, in the end he was wearing a Grinch one, and that just made me so happy. So, now that we are done with this book, I am going to read my next book. So I have The Nightmare Before Christmas and The Christmas Jigsaw Murders. I'm really excited about these. I'm excited too because they're a lot thicker than this book, and I feel like my issue with reading sometimes is that I'll like pick up a thin book and I'll be like, oh, I'll get through this in a day, like easy. But I don't enjoy the plotline of a thin book as much because I can't get into it as much because there's like not as much depth. So I'm hoping that because these are thicker, I'll actually read them faster because I think that took me a week to read. But in my defense, I've been busy. You know, it's finals week. I took my first final today and I've just been like on my academic grind. Okay, between these 2 books, I think I want to do the Jigsaw Murders because A, I can get it on audiobook, and I have a lot of like cleaning my apartment. Like, as you can probably tell, it's a disaster. Okay, we're gonna start the Christmas Jigsaw Murders. I'm like excited for this book. I haven't seen anyone else read it, but I love a good mystery thriller, and I feel like this will be a good change of pace from window shopping, given that this I don't think is any romance at all. So, the pieces show part of a crime scene, blood spattered, black and white tiles, and part of an outlined body. 4, maybe more, people will be dead by midnight on Christmas Eve, unless you can put all the pieces together and stop me. Rest in pieces. I have a feeling this is going to be kind of Knives Out-esque with like the box, but I don't know. Throughout this vlog, I've started to do a lot of other Christmassy things, so I think I'm also going to try to add some more Christmas bucket list items into this vlog, because I already went to a Christmas party last night. I went ice skating, and I had a gingerbread making competition. There it is. So, hopefully we'll have a fun little movie marathon perhaps. I do need to know what your guys' favorite Grinch movie is. My personal favorite is the new animated one. I just think it's so funny, and I think it's absolutely fabulously made. But I really, really like the Jim Carrey one, and that is such an unpopular opinion across my family, but I just think it is so funny, and I think that he does such a great job. Like, my favorite scene is like, and I quote that all the time with my roommate last year. So, what is your guys' favorite Grinch? That is the question of the day. Please let me know, please. Also, Yerba rebranded their Enlightenment cans. I don't know how I feel about it. I am a Yerba stan till the day I die. I was born on this hill. And I feel like weird that now it's like this green. Hi you guys, book update time. I'm currently 37 pages in, and it's about Edie, and she gets sent a white box on her doorstep, and she opens it and it has 5 jigsaw puzzle pieces, and she puts them together and she realizes that it's like a crime scene photo. So she then goes to her best friend and she's like, hey bestie, I need help solving this. So then they kind of go on like this goose chase of having to find out who is killing these people and like who's getting murdered, and they just have to like solve this crime. And Edie is an 80-year-old woman, and she kind of hates everyone. She's sassy, she has her own like flair to her, like she's just super iconic. And this book is so cozy because she's 80 years old and she like makes jokes and like talks like she is 80. Like, the author did a good job so far in making the character seem old. And she writes crossword puzzles in the newspapers, so people will like notice her, and she just doesn't love that. But it's basically just like a big puzzle book. Also, I think it's super cool because in the first like 3 pages or so, there's these games that we as readers can play. And so like this one is that there are puzzle pieces at the top of each chapter, and you rearrange them at the end. Like, you would write them all down when you get to them and rearrange them, and it makes a Christmas song. Because she loves like anagrams, and she always talks through the book about like, well, again, let it be known, I'm not even 40 pages in yet, but she talks about like how easy these are to solve because the clues in the thing, you know what I mean? Like, she just loves herself a good puzzle. So on that note, I got myself a puzzle the other day, and I felt like what better opportunity to do a puzzle than by listening to the audiobook of The Christmas Jigsaw. So I'm really excited. I will say this is a little bit slower paced so far. I mean, granted, 30 pages in, but it's odd because part of her wants to solve the mystery because she's never met a puzzle she couldn't solve. But the other part of her is like, bitch, I'm 80. So we are going to puzzle and puzzle, and I'm really excited. I am going to listen to my book, do my puzzle, and watch The Grinch all at once. But you know what? This is my Thursday night, not yours. So, whatever, okay? Like, am I in college probably supposed to be having a Thirsty Thursday? Yeah. It's not my fault it's final season and it's 20 degrees outside. Like, I don't want to go out, okay? I want to do my puzzle, watch The Grinch, drink my tea, and read my book. So, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be right here. And you know what? I'll be having a damn good time. So, whatever. You guys, this book is going so well. I think that it has an amazing pace where I feel like I'm not on the edge of my seat necessarily, which makes it perfect for listening to, but I also feel like it gives me enough like clues that if I really was trying, like I could probably piece things together. But I'm 200 pages in right now and the plot has like just thickened. I literally got to this sentence, the last sentence on page 197, and I had to put my bookmark in and tell you guys all about what's going on right now. So far, I'm really enjoying this book. Right now, it's shaping up to be like a 4.25 maybe. I don't know, I'm really enjoying it. And I just think it's fun that it's like Christmas themed, but it's all around the fact that she hates Christmas because like so many tragedies has happened in her past on Christmas. And I just like kind of love it. I will say if I was reading this instead of listening to it, it probably would be a whole star less just because I'm obsessed with the narrator. So I recommend if you want to read this to listen to it instead. But yeah, super good vibes and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. was so
Makes
good.
a killer measure
Whoa.
for one person, but share if you must.
That was so good. I need like 20 minutes to just... Hello. It has been more than 20 minutes. It is in fact the next day, and I did get a haircut. So, I finished. This was a great book, you know? It did everything that I wanted it to do. The ending was a little bit lackluster. I mean, I still like had some reactions. I was like, but I would say like it wasn't like a plot twist ending. It was just kind of like, that was the ending. I would give this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. However, I think I would give it 3 stars if I read it. And because I listened to it on audiobook, it got an extra star because it was just so fun to listen to. It felt like my grandma was telling me a story, but like a really entertaining one, if that makes sense. Like it was like about murder, obviously. So it felt very like cozy mystery, but also not super cozy because it wasn't like silly little crimes. Like they were pretty descriptive with like bludgeoning, if that, you know? I thought that the pacing was good for an audiobook. I think it would be slow if I read it, but I really just like thought that the characters were fun. I thought they were really fun. Some of the characters definitely had more depth than the others. Like Edie, the main character, had the most knowledge and backstory and understanding. I will say a lot of the victims, I was kind of just like, I don't, like, who are you? It definitely, like, this book is definitely not written by Emily Henry, if that makes sense. But I still would totally recommend this book if you want a thriller for Christmas. Or I'm going to say mystery. This was a more mystery book, but I would recommend this, audiobook style though. And I thought this was really good, 4 stars. On that note, I am leaving town tomorrow to go home, so I don't want to start reading another physical book. So I'm not going to be reading The Nightmare Before Christmas, but instead I downloaded The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year on my Kindle because I've heard so many good things about this book. Like, I've seen 5 stars everywhere, and I thought this would be a really, really good book for me to read on the plane, so that way I can literally just like binge it, because I don't think I can read a romance efficiently versus a thriller I can totally just like sit and read through. So this is gonna be my next book, and I'm really, really excited about it. I have heard nothing but good things. I also love Ally Carter. I read The Blonde Identity and I really enjoyed it. It was just like entertaining. And so I think this is gonna be a really fun and easy read for me, especially on the plane. And I don't really entirely know what this is about, partially because when I know that I want to read a book, I don't like to listen to the summary of it or read the back of it, because I feel like it spoils it a little bit for me, and I'd rather just find out on my way. I do know that this is a mystery thriller between 2 authors, and then they like fall in love. That's about all I know, so I'm really, 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 really excited for this book. And yeah. Okay, I'm 50% of the way through. Also, sorry about the angle. I don't know my tripod right now. So, I'm 50% of the way through. It's between Maggie and Ethan, and they're both thriller authors, and they like keep competing in like the ranks of where their books stand. So, Maggie hates Ethan. Ethan is Ethan. You know what I mean? And the two authors are invited to the Mistletoe Mansion for a work trip over Christmas break. And when they're there, the owner of the mansion goes missing. And so they're like, okay, let's find out this mystery. Let's figure out what's going on. So then they work together to like figure out who's doing what. It's very Knives Out. It's very fun murder mystery. Well, technically there's no murder. I mean, at least yet. But it's fun. It's cute. They have some like cute banter. I highlighted 2 things, and I like never highlight things in books. 1, she watched Ethan make up his mind and spin and kick. The door splintered, springing open, and the hall was suddenly silent. Oh look, the door's open, Ethan said, and then went inside. That just perfectly sums up Ethan as a character. Like, he's just so charismatic, and he's just like can hold a space in a room. Like, he just is. And the other one I highlighted was, because even though I'm a sucker for an only 1-bed romance, I don't know if it counts if there's a second bed on the other side of the wall. And I just think it's so cute that he reads romance books. So far, I'm obsessed with this book. I finished. Oh my god. Please read this book for Christmas. Please. It's what I'm asking for you. For me, for Christmas, I want you to read this book. This is definitely the best Christmas book I've ever read. Now, granted, I have only read the books I've read in this video, the Ali Hazelwood novella and this book that I don't remember the name right now, and I read it last year. But this one's definitely the best. You know, I can say that with full confidence. This book is described as Knives Out rom-com, and that is exactly what this is. I just watched Knives Out for the first time this year, and it really, really feels like this book, because you're with a bunch of people that kind of don't fit together in this house. Eleanor Ashley, she is this famous author, and she invites them to her house for Christmas, and then she disappears. She's gone. She's gone with the wind, and everyone's like, what? And these 2 characters are like, we're gonna solve this mystery, that we're gonna find out what happened to her. And then they like fall in love. This book blew me away. You know, it was one of those books where I like kept checking the page number, and I was like, shoot, like I'm getting really close to the end, and I was upset about it. Like, I was upset that I was continuing to read it. Does that make sense? Like, in a good way? It doesn't make sense. It was Enemies to Lovers, which just like kills me now that I've started reading fantasy, because it's like, you know, like, you're not enemies. Like, nothing will ever beat the Aaron Warner. Mom, if you are watching this, I think that if you were ever to read a mystery or thriller or anything that's not a romance, even though this is a romance, this is the book for you, because it's A, Fade to Black. Love, love, love that their romance didn't take away from the mystery, it only enhanced it. The one thing I will say about this book is I wasn't enraptured enough to keep reading throughout the night, which I think does say something about like my rating of it. That doesn't say anything about how good the book is. I just like got to like 50 pages left of the book last night, and I was like, I'm going to bed, which goes to show that this is not a 5-star read for me, but it is a 4.25. It was just so entertaining. I felt like I was literally watching a movie. Like, I can picture Eleanor's library in my head right now, and when I was reading this, I could just like picture them throughout the scenes, because it was descriptive enough that I could really imagine what was going on without being too descriptive, that I was like, I get it. The wallpaper is red. I'm trying to think if I have other complaints about this book, and honestly, not really. Okay, now we're gonna do a little wrap up, which should be short and sweet. Don't worry. Do not worry. I've yapped about these books quite enough. But first we read Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey. Would I recommend that book? No. No, I would not. that's all I'm going to say about that one, honestly. Then I read The Christmas Jigsaw Murders, and I have been thinking about it while reading this book because they're both mysteries and they give off such different energy. The Christmas Jigsaw Murders is so grandma coded. Like, this is a book that I would read next to a fireplace while doing my puzzle. Like, it, for what I was doing, that was the book for me. It definitely was not as gripping or thrilling or captivating, honestly, as The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year is definitely more stereotypical thriller. I would rate it kind of similar to like something Frida McFadden would write, where it kind of held me the same way that The Housemaid did. But The Christmas Jigsaw Murders, something about that really resonated with me, I guess, and I just found comfort while reading that book. So I would say if you want something really, really fireplace, hot cocoa puzzle, eepy sleepy, Christmas Jigsaw Murder. If you want more stereotypical, fast-paced romance, Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. So those are my overall thoughts. Thank you guys for coming along with me for this fun little reading vlog. I had a whole lot of fun and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I will be making a few more Christmas content videos and a few more book videos as well. So if you guys like book videos, please let me know. And I'm wishing you all nothing but peace, love, and happiness this fine holiday season. Bye!